So the point that we're talking about today is the reality of bullies and hurt people. Now, everybody knows kids, when kids are born, they have no limit, they have no fears. They go out, they say what they want to say, they try to experiment on everything. And it's oftentimes the parents who help guide them and navigate them in this world on what's possible, what's the actual reality of limits, and just being able to navigate in this world. But as we know, kids will come across, as they grow up, they'll come across various bullies and hurt people, and at times, oftentimes, their parents are also part of that cycle of bullies and hurt people. And unfortunately, their parents have picked these things up from their parents and from their environment growing up. And so oftentimes their parents, the parents' parents, pick that up from, there's a lot of things that get passed on. Like the other day, I saw a picture on social media. It was a cartoon. There was one kid on one side that's crying, a kid over here yelling at this kid. And as he's yelling, there's a tongue that's going out, spewing negativity. And the tongue has a drawing that goes up to the parent behind the kid. And the parent is like, and you see the tongue go from the parent's mouth all the way down to and through the kid, which shows you exactly what happens in life. Oftentimes, people become hurt. There's two things in that I always say that affects who you are and who you become in life: nature and nurture, and they both work to impact who you are and who you're gonna be. Nature is your DNA, everything you get from your parents, your mom, and your dad, right? That's your nature. Nurture is how you're raised, not just in the house, but your environment in school, as you get older, work, when you're walking through your community. Everything that you go through affects you. How your parents spoke to you, right? Were they always yelling at you, cussing you out, telling you you're not gonna be nothing, you ain't this, you're that, you're a dummy, blah, 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 this, that, and the third? Or did your parents speak life in you? Did your parents teach you to have patience? Did your parents set the example for you, a visual example of when you did something wrong as a kid, even though they get upset, they're able to calm themselves down and speak to you and let you know what you did wrong and let you know the boundaries and the consequences of what happens if you continue down that path. Because all these things have a tremendous impact on a child growing up. Did your parents tell you you're not going to be anything? Or did they tell you you can be anything you want to be? You can accomplish anything you put your mind to. You can get straight A's. You're a young king. You're a young prince. You're a child of God. There's no limit to your life of anything positive that you want to actually do. See, when you have these positive seeds laid down in your life, then it sprouts up positivity and it teaches you how to treat people better. But when you're raised up, conversely, in an environment where there's always yelling and fighting and negative talk and cussing at people and putting people down, and even when you go to school, when you don't learn how to stand up for yourself and have self-esteem and how to protect yourself, and you get bullied in school for whatever, your hair, your face, the way you look, your body, anything, your book bags, your sneakers, right? If you have designer sneakers. I remember when I was a kid growing up in Jersey, back then, they used to call it Jeepers. Some of y'all might relate to this. If you had on designer shoes, Nikes, IE, anything like that, you were cool. If you had no name brand, it was Jeepers. And man, if you showed up with Jeepers, they were going to punk you down, laugh at you, point out at your shoes. That was way before the whole days of, what are those, right? They just make fun of you. At times, they might even take your shoes off your feet and throw it somewhere. All these things have all these things have a high ability to impact kids growing up. And the unfortunate side to it is when the kid grows up, and goes through all these things, oftentimes they start to repeat the cycle when they get older. So when it's in elementary school, when they get older in the higher grades, they start punking down the younger kids. Same thing in middle school, especially in high school, right? It's the seniors and juniors that used to punk down the freshmen all the time and continue that cycle of getting hurt. Then you go to college, you're the freshman, you get punked down by those seniors, by those juniors, and then the cycle starts all over again. And now you get to the real world, and now, even though you can't do it at work the same way you did in school, people find various ways to undermine and speak down to certain coworkers that they have, or people in their environment at work, or in life, or in social media. Well, the important thing as you grow your character, as you grow as you become the person you're supposed to become in order to build the business and live the life that you want to, is remember, stop the cycle. You have to purposely aim not to become the bully that bullied you, or not to become the person that was hurt, that hurt you, and stop the cycle right there. Because if you go back, there's one thing that I've always said, and that's why I deal with people online in a specific way. There's something I've always said. I've been through hurt. I've been through bullying. That's why I can't stand bullies. I've been through all these things. Because when I was a kid, I was chubby. You know, I'm still not the slimmest that I'm gonna be, or the most fit that I'm gonna be, because I never worked out consistently. But all that's changing now. I'm claiming it, right? But so when I was a kid, I had the big, my cheeks are kind of big now, but it was even bigger. I was bigger, and so I would get teased a lot, called names. And even in my adult life, I went through various things, but I always said to myself, if I become like that person, if I repeat what that person has done to me, to somebody else, I'm no better. So as I'm older now, right, I have a little bit of muscles, right, a little bit taller and all these things. If I go back and do that, even to the person that hurt me, at that point, I'm going down to their level. And so one thing that I've learned over the years is, even no matter what, if you're at work, on social media, dealing with your business, listen, there's going to be hurt people that attack your dreams, hurt people that want to bring you down. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, don't become like that person. Yes, at first it's tougher, and instincts, your natural reaction will be to lash out, get angry, and things like that. We spoke about that in some videos prior to this. You have to learn how to handle the anger. But once you learn how to handle that anger and deal with it better, then you have to get to the point where when you look at that person that's attacking you, trying to berate you, like I had this conversation yesterday on social media, on Facebook, with a young lady, a friend of mine, which is gaslighting. And I talk about that often. You have people that will come and disrespect you, make fun of you, attack you, right, in a sarcastic way or in a joking way. And then when they see that it affects you, they use gaslighting terms or statements or phrases to undermine your feeling and what really affected you. They say things like, "Oh, you can't take a joke, huh?" Or you're all in your feelings, or things like that, to undermine what that person did negatively to you. Because no one has, now understand this, no one has the right to tell you how to feel about what's been done to you. Never forget that. If something hurt you, it hurt you. Period. That person, if they didn't mean to hurt you, they should understand. They should be able to understand, you know what? I apologize for hurting you. I didn't mean to hurt you. It was not my intention. But if it hurt you, I'm sorry. I'll try not to do that again to you. That's a real friend. That's a real coworker. That's a real loved one. But oftentimes these people will find a way to try to twist it and try to make you feel bad instead of apologizing and saying that I was wrong. So this is my simple wish for you guys today. Remember, don't become the person that has bullied you. Don't become the person that wronged you. Don't respond the way that they did. Don't curse them out like they try to curse you out. Don't wish them ill. Because when you, first of all, learn to put positivity out in the world, right? And when you, like I said, when you repeat what they've done to you, you stoop down to their level and you become just like them. And you don't want to do that. You want to become a better person, a better human being, a person with high morals, standards, and a high character person. And when you're that person, something happens. Like, there's this other saying that I see people post and repost on social media that says, "You're lucky I'm paraphrasing it because I can't remember altogether, but it says, "You're lucky I've become a person who would normally slap the mess out of you right now, but I'm not doing that." Every time I see that, I'm like, that's the wrong attitude, because you still want to do it. And if the wrong person attacks you in the wrong way, you will do it. You should aim to become a person that when someone goes out of line, get to the point where you can say, "I have no desire to go back and forth with you and berate you." Now, we can have a civil discussion because it's good to communicate. There's a lot of people out there that say things like, "You know what? I'm not having any discussion," stuff like that. Society doesn't grow. No one grows when we go quiet. Everyone becomes a better person when we communicate. Now, yes, I understand some people are not going to get you because they're not trying to understand. They're not trying to change. They're not trying to grow. Fine, you can't help that person. But imagine if we all stop having communication and discussion, a lot of people that could grow or could understand something wouldn't. So at the end of the day, hard conversations are important. You have to have these hard conversations. But when someone goes out of line, you should get to the point where you're comfortable enough to say, "I don't need to tear you apart. You're doing that on your own, first of all. I don't need to cuss you out. I don't need to attack you. I don't need to berate you. You could do that on your own. For me, I'm going to wish you better. As a matter of fact, I wish you healing from whatever's hurting you. I wish you the best." And this is something that comes from the Bible too. Pray for your enemies. This is something I learned years ago. When someone hurt me, it was some of the toughest thing that I had to do when I went through my hardest depression. But I prayed that the people that hurt me become even more blessed so they don't hurt anyone else. And when you develop that mindset, your whole life changes. So get to the point, that's just my dream for you, is that you grow a certain character, that you get to the point where you don't need to curse anybody out. You don't need to yell at anybody. You don't even have the feeling to smack somebody. Now, if they attack you physically, yeah, protect yourself. But if they don't, go ahead, you can keep talking. I'm good. I don't need to go back. I'm not going to lower myself to go back and forth to what you're doing. I'm going to keep it civil. You want to have a civil discussion? We can do that. All day. But you want to get out of line and rowdy? That's beneath me. That's not me. That's maybe who I used to be, but today, that is not me, by the grace of God. So that is the simple talk for today. Don't become, let's end the cycle of bullying and hurt people. Let's just cut that out. So, folks, like always, if you enjoyed this talk, I appreciate you tuning in for another video on the Majestic Lifestyle. Again, I'm Max. And please go ahead and, if you enjoy this, hit that like button below and subscribe. Help the channel build so that we can help and reach out more people, and that I'm able to get to the place where I continue my training in business and life coaching so that I can help people that feel lost, people that can't find their way, people that need mentoring in various steps of life, in business and life as well. So that's my simple wish for this channel and this business that I'm going through this, that I'm growing through this. So until next time, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what things you've grown from when it comes to not continuing that cycle of hurting people, hurt people, and bullying. Let me know your experience with that. So until next time, remember, in the month of March, I'm posting 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And after March, because I'm catching up with my goal of 1-2 videos every week for the whole year as I'm building my channel. So that's what I'm doing. I'm catching up to that because I was behind a little bit. So until next time, if you know someone that could use this video, go ahead and share the video with them. And then tune in next Monday where we continue growing our community and growing individuals together. All right, appreciate you guys. Live your majestic lifestyle.